Hi guys, welcome to another video. I figured since I made a video about microtransaction months ago, I wanted to make videos similar to that where it could just be like a little series where I talk about random topics and that, you never know how people actually feel from different perspectives. So today's topic is going to be about video games. Keyword video games. Now, in this generation, it's more like visual presentations. You believe it or not, it's actually true. And this is coming from someone that's had a Super Nintendo, an N64, PlayStation 1. And if you really think about it, you consider those consoles video game consoles. This generation now focuses more on gaming hardware, gaming improvements, gaming technologies, but they don't actually focus on the games. And I've seen this trend for about 3 or 4 years now, and it really bothers me. So let's talk about why I feel this way. Let's talk about the fact that there's a lot of greediness. There's so much greediness now, it's ridiculous. I mean, could you imagine when you had an N64 or PlayStation 1? When you got those games, those little cartridges, those little discs, you got the whole entire thing for full price. There was no microtransactions as you bought the game. There was no season pass where if you just paid a little, not even a little extra anymore. Now it's the full price of a game for a season pass, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then, now these pre-order bonuses. Pre-order bonuses of content that should already be in the game to begin with. That's greediness, people. That is greediness. Do you not realize what's going on here? Do you realize that every time you pay a microtransaction, every time you pre-order a game, and every time you get a season pass, which I know they're probably going to die soon because they're going to be replaced with microtransactions. But do you realize every time you do that, you are screwing yourself? You are screwing them over because they actually, they're going to make more money in sales, but their games are going to be garbage. And it's going to be to a point where nobody buys them. So that was the first topic of video games. The second topic is laziness. Laziness. It's never talked about anymore. But there is so much laziness. Because the developers know, those gaming companies know, they can sucker you in, they can get more money off you, get your parents' credit cards, to start buying all these little extra things. Even though they know they could already put it in the game before it's released. They don't do that. You want to know why? Because they know you're stupid. They know you'll pay more. And that's wrong. That's just wrong. From someone like me that's had a Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, you didn't have that issue. It's true. If you really think about it, when you got the game, you got the whole entire game. Now it's $5 more. You'll get this skin that should already be in the game. $10 more, $20 more. Laziness and greediness go together. And it's sad. It really is sad. And when I talk about visual presentations, that's how I feel about games now. Is they're just visual presentations. I look at EA's Battlefront. I hate the game. I hate it with a passion. And you want to know why? Because it looks Star Wars, it sounds Star Wars, but when you play the game, it's garbage. It's boring. It's annoying. It puts me to sleep. Why is that when I play the original Battlefront, I have a better time? I actually enjoy it. You want to know why? Because back then, there was no greediness. There was no laziness. Those people at LucasArts and Pandemic Studios, they wanted to make something great. They wanted to make something people would enjoy for years to come. That's not the case anymore. This is how I feel. And if you agree with these so-called greedy and lazy things they do, that's your prerogative. But I like to say what I want to say. So the third and final topic we're going to talk about are these gaming communities. Gaming communities full of stupid, idiotic kids that probably never played video games before. They call themselves hardcore gamers, hardcore fans, but all they do is they whine, they complain, and they whine, and they complain. Years ago, there was never such a channel like that. PewDiePie made gameplay walkthroughs. That's it. Now it's, well, this character is overpowered. This character needs a buff because he's too weak. It's a video game, you stupid kid. That's the way it's meant to be played. That's what the developers had in mind. See, if you actually had a brain and actually realized the amount of effort it takes into making these games, you would understand. Yes, they make mistakes. Game developers make mistakes. But for you to do that makes you an enemy. It makes you a target. It makes you a target of embarrassment, an enemy of embarrassment. I look at you and I would laugh in your face if I ever saw you. Because you don't have a clue what it takes to be a developer. To make video games. To make actually good video games. Because I'll tell you what. I'll be honest. If you were to make video games, I wouldn't buy them. You want to know why? Because I would expect the same thing every time. This game's going to change a month from now. May look good, but God, this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. And there's so many of, I can't even say they're adults. They're kids. They're idiotic kids. They're these rich, spoiled parent kids that literally go to college because they have money. They have no talent and no skill. But they make these channels that are successful. It's like, to me, in my opinion, why? Why is this guy getting so many views? Why is this guy getting so many subscribers? Because he's influencing bad ideas into these developers' heads? It's up to the developers to make the game they want to make it. Now, greediness and laziness is from the individual. That's not from the fans. That could influence from the community, but it's not from the fans. I just can't stand these toxic kids, and that's what they are. They're toxic. All they do is they whine and complain. Really? Years ago, there was no such thing as a community. You know what you did? You were on a forum. You wanted to say something, you said it in a forum, and the developer looked at it. If he liked it, he replied back to you. Now, these kids, they want to be so part of the game. They say they love so much. And yet they badger it. And they kill it. With their bad ideas. And their bad influence. And it's happening in every single new game in this generation. So to close this video off, video games are dying. The gaming industry is dying, but they have a chance to save it. If they go back to the drawing board and say, listen, years ago, we made great games. We had great consoles. Yes, we didn't have the visual upgrades and the technical upgrades we have now. But if you think about it, we are not really good at what we do anymore. But we can change that if we go back to the drawing board, remember what we had. So guys, I guess you could call this a part 2 of this series where we're just talking about random topics. And today's topic, see, I make mistakes too. Everybody does. You're only human. Is video games. Thank you so much for watching my video. And please leave a comment down below, especially if you're one of those idiotic moron kids. Let me know how you feel. Because I'm curious. I'm curious what you think. Because I've been playing video games since the Super Nintendo. And I've seen the rise and I've seen the fall, and it's pretty pathetic. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching my video. And who knows what part 3 will be? Could it be movies? Could it be PCs? You'll just have to stay tuned and you'll find out.